Hi everyone, you remember me gessoing those panels, the wood panels in the other video. So this is one day after 2 coats of gessoing on the wood panels that I started painting this. I planned for a while and I had mixed all of these different colors. There's a lot of colors in there. I had mixed a couple of different shades of orange together to come to the orange shade that I liked, and I did the same thing with the gold. And I didn't know how much paint I'd need. I was just guesstimating it, so I made more than I would require because I didn't want to fall short. These panels are 15 by 15, the middle one and the 2 side ones are each 15 by 9. So it's a lot of surface area to cover. And I decided that I wanted to just make one flow, and that's why I lined them up together and went in a zigzag fashion all across the boards to see how the paint flows, and I really liked the movement. I kept similar shades together, but I also wanted to add some contrast with the Aqua Flash, the blue, and the dark brown. And I think it really worked in that it was kind of going from a very deep orange to a lighter blue to a white, and then I did some contrast with the dark brown. And here you can see in the middle I actually ran out of paint. I wanted some more brown and yellow mixed together, so I quickly mixed it up because I just had the cups ready. And I just kept pouring till I had the entire surface covered. I knew that I did not want to tilt this a lot. I didn't want a lot of movement. I didn't want surprises in the shapes. Although there's only so much you can control with fluid art, but I still wanted to have some semblance of control. And I didn't pour excessive amounts of paint. I didn't drip excessive amounts of paint either. I just wanted to be able to get that very fine structure and those strong lines in there with the sides being covered, because I just love the gallery wrapped canvas style sides in these canvases. And the entire painting process itself, just the pour itself, took about 45 minutes. It's really sped up, so you don't get a sense of how long it took. But that entire process took 45 minutes. Mixing each color took, it's 10 minutes for each color at a minimum. And I did get a lot of bubbles, so I had to let the paint sit for at least a day to get the bubbles out before I could even start pouring. And this particular part of the video was made as soon as I had finished putting the paint on the canvas, so you can see that the colors aren't quite as bright, but you can see the immediate effects, the cellular effects that I got. I was really, really scared at this point when I was filming this about dropping my phone right in the middle of the paintings. And I was also worried that these browns and oranges and greens and yellows would mix up, and when the paintings dried, it would all just be mud. But thankfully, this is 2 days after the pour, and the colors didn't. They just didn't bleed into each other. They're still very distinct. There were some very fine shades of blending, but that produced a gorgeous, gorgeous green. And I just love how when the sunlight catches them just right, you can see how the colors shift colors. They change from a blue to a green. The orange kind of has a purple tint to it. And I mixed a couple of different kinds of golds, and they just shimmer in the light, especially with the contrast of that dark, very rich chocolatey brown. And I really am so pleased with the way this turned out. There's not a lot of cells. There's a lot of good movement. There's very distinct, bold lines in each one of these wood panels. And when they're lined up together, each one of them has their own distinct identity, but when lined up together, they really form a complete picture. And a lot of people are seeing ink pots in these. Some people are being reminded of Yellowstone and the hot geysers, the hot pools there. And other people are seeing tree rings, and I'm just fascinated that there are so many different interpretations from so many different people in what they see. And that's really the joy in making abstract paintings, because really you can see so many different things in the same painting. And I just think that this was a great experiment. I'm glad I stepped out of my comfort zone and tried these different earthy tones and autumn colors, and I hope you enjoy them. Happy watching!